This is Jen.
I'm Jen.
This is Stan.
That's Danica.
Stanica, and that's Stanica. Actually, they're twins. Don't you see the resemblance? Don't you see the resemblance?
And she's my older sister.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever.
She got all of the coordination.
All the speed. That's really lame, and it's probably my fault.
It's probably.
So anyway, hey, welcome to Endless Deep, and welcome back to the United States, I guess, because like the last 2 weeks, we did one from London, we did one from Kenya. I mean, we're international, Jen. We don't just mess around. I mean, this is big stuff. But anyway, hey, before we talk about Endless Deep, I want to point out something. Now take a good long look at Jen. Long enough, good. Now, how many pancakes do you think she could eat in one sitting? How many did you eat in our pancake eating contest? Please.
18.
18. Holy cow!
And everybody asks us how big they are.
Yeah, they're like that big.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like that big. I mean, they were.
They were like, God, this big.
It doesn't matter if they were
big.
like a quarter. You still ate 18. That is freaking unbelievable. Now, see, the guy that won, by the way, some big hunky soccer. No, not soccer. What sport do you play?
Rugby.
Rugby. Soccer, rugby, just whatever. But he ate like 34.
34.
Now, that dude was amazing because he stopped at 20. When he realized he'd lapped the field, he went out and got some biscuits and gravy from Hardee's and came back, and then ate 14 more.
It's like,
measure.
It's still going on. I'll throw a couple more back.
Yeah.
He wasn't even the biggest guy on the team. They were going to send out Andre the Giant, but
Holy
they call
cow.
450 pounds.
Woof.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the pancake eating contest, Jen, we were able to raise close to $1,000, and I think once the pledges come in, it's probably going to be a little bit more, maybe like $1,200, because you had some people that didn't think you were going to eat 18 pancakes.
Right.
And so, anyway, we just wanted to say thanks for everybody that came out and supported us, and the St. Vincent de Paul Food Bank will get Danica.
She was there.
She was there, and she was. Oh crap! Well, I have a signed. I have a signed photograph with Danica. It says, "Thanks, Stan, for the inspiration." Yeah. Okay. Go figure that one out. But anyway, we raised about $1,200 for St. Vincent de Paul. Every time I talk, the figure gets higher. So maybe I should just keep talking. But anyway, so good event, and that's what Endless Deep and the Garden St. Luke's is all about, is helping folks. And that was your idea. So thank you very much for that.
No, it wasn't. It was
it
both of
was
our
your
ideas.
idea. It was your idea. Take credit for it. Run with it. Anyway, so this week's Endless Deep, if we ever get around to talking about what we're supposed to be talking about, is we're talking about hospitality. And those people that have been to Kenya and been to Kenya with me will find it's really funny, and I hope it's not an inside joke, but if you've ever been to Kenya, if you've ever been to Africa, hospitality is like premium, as in you will be welcome. Mm-hmm. You will feel welcome. And so, in other words, whenever you go to a meeting or whatever it is, before you can do anything, before you can get down to the business of what you're doing, you have to be welcome. Mm-hmm. And they usually start it with, "We want to welcome you," and they really mean it. I mean, it's hospitality. And I thought, the first couple of times it happened, I thought these people are just kind of putting this stuff on. I was like, oh, this is a hoax. This is, they don't mean it. But they really mean it, and they're serious.
Part of their culture,
it's exactly, you named it. It's part of the culture, and they really do want to welcome you. And so, for instance, if you go to a hospital, you better set aside about an hour before you plan on getting to whatever it is you're going to do, because they're going to bring out everyone, every administrator, secretary, trash guy, and bring them out and introduce them. And they expect you to introduce everyone in your group. And so if you've got 40 people, it's like, let's see. Well, anyway, here's my point. Why aren't Americans more hospitable?
I think a lot of traditional cultures tend to be more hospitable. I think a lot of our ethnic backgrounds, we come from that sort of tradition, but I guess once it comes to America, just doesn't live on in the same way.
I mean, look, Danica hasn't said a thing the whole time we're here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty rude.
She's a little testy.
A little testy. Well,
I think the more money you have, the less hospitable some people tend to be. Some people. Depends.
Ooh, you're going to get some hate mail on that.
Well,
one.
no, I think it breeds a culture a lot of times.
No, I think you're onto something with the cultural thing, because I know for a fact, I'm as guilty as anyone, I never make time for that hospitality. I always want to get right down to whatever it is we're supposed to be doing, except on Endless Deep when I waste time talking about nothing anybody cares about. However, besides that, I really believe it is a cultural thing. We as Americans just don't slow down enough our fast-paced life to take the time to be hospitable, to welcome and make people feel comfortable before, bam, let's get down to business. I mean,
I agree.
So in that instance, thinking about that, I guess the question I want to ask out to people is, why do you think we're not more hospitable? We've already given you some ideas, but what can we do to be more hospitable? What are some easy things we can be doing to be more hospitable, to make people feel more welcome and more important? Because that's really what it gets down to. I thought, I thought these people were just kind of putting us on, and this was just something they did for a show. And it really wasn't. It was their way of getting to know you, who you are, what you do, before you get into the business of stuff. I mean, it was just a way of making you feel important and like you were actually welcome. You gotta have more to say than that, huh?
I'm still in a carb coma from Saturday. Sorry.
That's carb coma from Saturday. 18 pancakes. Amazing. Yeah. So anyway, that's the question. Why, as Americans, are we not more hospitable? And of course, there are plenty of Americans that are hospitable. I mean,
Right.
and somebody's going to write it and say, "You are making a blanket statement."
Right.
I'm very point taken. But as a culture,
Right.
compared to what I've just experienced, I think we can stand into congruent hospitality.
Right.
You think so?
No, I definitely think so. I think it would be good for business. I mean, it's good for friendships. It's good for business too. I mean, there's I remember in college I took a communications class, and they were joking about some of the interculture exchanges people have, like if you're talking to an Arabic businessman, you want to shake one hand and not the other because one is used to, one is used to, like, I forget, I mean, like wipe in the bathroom, yeah. So
That's
they
the
only
left
use one
hand.
hand. So it's funny. I mean, you've got all these hospitable nuances for every culture, and I think we really just feel like we don't have time for them in America. But it's funny when they're imposed on us, like in that situation. So maybe we should make it more part of our culture and own something like that, because it really makes for I think better business, better interpersonal relationships.
Yeah. So how have we gotten around having to shake hands at all? Power bump. All right. Hey, I think we'll leave you on that one. So, hospitality. Why not? See you later. Bye, Danica.